And we're back with some more Timberborn. And since we last had a look here, there's been a patch update that I supposedly should have waited for. Also, I've been advised there's other threats we gotta go with, and at the same time, I kind of want to try out this Helix mountain. It looks really good. I've been advised there's a bunch of other problems we're going to encounter, so starting on that the original Thousand Islands would have been incredibly painful, it seems, and really slow, and we just would have died a bunch. So now we'll die slightly less, and hopefully we'll be able to make and build some cooler stuff. An appropriate name for the settlement. I think this one will be fine. All right, let's check this out. Where are we? We're down the bottom. Okay. One of the reasons I like to look at this map is there's a big water source in the middle, and it just sort of spirals all the way around, and then comes all the way down to, well, here it seems, and then flows off the map. So I was thinking long term, we can basically build up really tall with this. So, I really would have thought the water would have come in further here, or the fertilizing effect of water. Maybe you have to block the water up higher. That's okay. We can make lots of dams. All right, simple enough. Grab some wood from over here. We do have stairs over this section for even more wood. It's all pine, is it? Yeah, it's just pine wood we've got to go for. Across the way, usually you have to go across the water to get more resources. We've got oak. Excellent. That's 8 wood right there. We've also got more berries, more birch. We just have to figure out a way across the water in a reasonable time frame. Ooh, and it's a double layer. Like, if we place a dam down here, it'll keep the water in this section, and if we double layer it, we can keep, like, a 2-tile high of water, which would keep a huge area nice and fertile during the droughts. I like the idea of that. All right, now, first, let's get started. Put in the basics. Also, I have been advised to not be stupid and crank these up to 4 early on so we get more construction workers. That means we can get these built faster. We do have a limited population of only 8 adults to start, so we'll probably want to crank that up and down, but basically the start of the game seems to be a lot of population management. You two get started on that. Once those are up and running, in fact, I'm going to put another one over that side. Okay, now we just got to let them finish that off. They'll put in another lumber camp there, they'll put in a berry harvesting hut there, and they're going to put in the water pump. So there's plenty of stuff for them to be doing. Okay, so we have 3 lumber camps, we have 4 workers, and 1 person harvesting berries. And, okay, now we got a water pump up. Since the water pump's up, we got to start cutting down on the amount of workers in here so it frees up someone. You can see here we have 8 workers, 1 vacancy. That means we've got, well, 1 more job than we have people to do it. Alright, second water pump, thank you very much. Actually, no, farming. Need to get that farming down pretty quick. Going to quickly get some food up so we're at least prepped for the first drought, and we also need to get in storage just after this is finished. Right, day 4 drought is predicted in 3 days, so what we need to do is stockpile some water. We'll never get a dam up in time. I'm trying to figure out how we dam down here. We might have to dam across here first, just to save water. That will keep our crops at least alive, hopefully, during the first... But that's like a pretty wide gap we got to go across. I mean, how many logs would that take? That's 11 tiles. 11 tiles is just too many. We are coming up on drought season, and yeah, we got enough water. I think what we'll do, though, is we're going to crank up farmland. And we're going to crank down some of these. I think you've harvested everything there. Yeah, you can be done. That gets 2 people on farming. I think we're going to want a 3rd. We can pause you out. So we get 3 people doing the farming. Actually... get 1 less person building, another person harvesting. We can put the builders back on, but basically you want 3 farmers to immediately rip all of this out. Oh, and harvest first. That's all we really care about. We don't care about you planting. We just want all that stuff stored up and immediately chucked in here. Perfect. We should have more than enough food to survive, and we've got enough water. I think this actually worked out quite well. Before the next drought, though, we're going to have to dam this up, probably 2 layers high. I don't know how well we can afford that. Though, we're also getting some research up and running. Okay, here comes the drought. It's a 5-day drought. So this should stop producing. And then, yeah. And then it's slowly going to ripple effect all the way down. We should still be able to harvest all of these. We should have time. I was going to go with 2 farmhouses, but it turns out once we get the dams up, we won't need the double farmhouse. So we'll just try and get as much crop in as we can for now. And you guys, what are you? Why can't you go any further? Oh, you're full. You're actually full of logs? Oh, my bad. Oh, and there goes our water. Dies in 2.1 days. It's grand. We've got 3 people there. They'll harvest the crops in time. It'll be plenty. And this turned out to be a reasonably okay drought for a first one. I think we're still going to have to dam across here. I didn't want to, but I think it's our only choice. There also seem to be some rocks over here. Well, you know what? Never mind. We'll worry about those in a minute. What we want to do is put a dam across here. That will gain us access to these trees, which will give us access to a whole bunch more wood. Then we're going to start getting into planks, at which point... Ooh, actually, we should probably start planting more trees as well. No, you know what? We'll worry about planting more trees when the weather changes. Or... we could go with, I believe it's called the Wheel of Shame. The hamster wheel? Costs 20 logs. Nope, nope. We got to get across this river, actually. We need to make sure we get to the other side so we gain access to more wood. That is the most important thing. So we're going to build dams across here. That is 11 of them. Now, these ones allow the water to flow through just fine. We may end up demolishing them later and replacing them with the more permanent ones, as in the levee. The levee blocks off water completely. This one lets some water slide over the top, so it keeps like a little bit extra on this side. Ooh, that means we're probably going to have issues with trees. I might want to plant a whole bunch of trees through here as well, just so we have something to harvest in the off-season. Or when it's drought season, we'll keep enough water in here to keep this place active, so we want our farmland good, our crops good, and maybe some trees as well. While they are building that, we're going to get around to getting the forester hut up and running. We're going to need to unlock that, but unfortunately we're also going to need planks, so... we're sort of in this chicken and the egg scenario where we need the planks to get the forestry up and running, but we also want to get across here to get these access to this wood so we don't soft block ourselves. You see, we only have a limited number of logs to complete this across, and I'm worried we're going to run out. We've got 60 left, and each one of these takes, 20 logs. Yeah, this is going to be tight when we're there. Hey! And here comes... the drought has ended. That will take a long time for the water to come back, will it? Oh. I'm just thinking, why don't we just move up here? Like, hear me out. If we just move up here, this place seems to be fine all year round. So we could just build around this. We would need to somehow get there and build a path to it somehow. I think should be possible. I'm just trying to imagine the amount of stairs it would take, and I'm like, that would, like, we'd probably just better off building an entire base, considering the amount of planks and stairs and everything we'd need to get there. It'd probably be easiest to go the long way around, as in through these. You know what? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. We're going to build this across here. And you can be unpaused shortly. Actually, we can unpause you now. There's going to be water along soon? Where's that water? Oh my god, it flows so slow. Excellent. Alright, farmland. We will take you off pause. How many labourers are we short? Yeah, we got 3 vacancies. We're going to put these things on low priority. Basically, these things only get done if there's nothing else to do. That way, research is the thing that's left till last. When it comes to these dams, or whatever you call them, levees, you can actually build a path across. So this way we can get to the other side to make sure we can harvest these trees. And there's a bunch of tasty, tasty oak on the opposite side we would like to get our paws on. Claws on? Paws on? No, beavers have paws. I'm pretty sure. I think I'm going to use some tech to unlock levees. In fact, I probably should have done this already. Reason being, we're going to actually demolish you. Can we demolish you? They're cheaper. They're basically 12 logs as opposed to 20. That should mean we can finish that out. Oh, a drought is approaching already. Well, just wonderful. There we go. Perfect. You. We're going to need a lumberjack for that. And you, I think you've harvested enough from over there. We'll let those trees develop at least a bit. And we'll pause you as well. We don't want you deleting anything else. Done. And this way we can get some lumberjacks over here. This building isn't connected to any district center by paths. Yeah. I made a minor error there. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Now they're connected, so they can pop over here and start chopping that wood down. Power-wise, the water wheel is incredibly expensive. It takes 50 logs. The Wheel of Shame is much cheaper at 20 logs. So we're going to put the Wheel of Shame over here. And then we're immediately going to connect that up to plank production. Yeah, done. Now, we're also going to want to plant some trees. Thing is, we can't plant the trees until we get some planks. So we're stuck before we can get our hands on a forester. So we need to be a little bit careful with our wood still until after the next drought. Alright, so this thing can churn us out just a few logs. Now, we're going to need those few logs to put down one of those tree production facilities. Sorry, foresters. Cost 30 science. Yeah, grand. Unlock that. Then we're going to want to put this down where it can get the maximum range. Now, we wanted to make sure this thing had plenty of room. You see that radius around it? That's where it can plant all the trees in, which gives us a good spread. The problem is, see, it's not hooked up with the path. Now, we could just move the path over there, but yeah, F. F to flip. Probably should have read the instructions there. That allows you to flip it around so that now everyone can get in that side. Now, we're going to need to put in a harvesting station somewhere as well. Gatherer flag can actually just go right beside it. It will have to walk around the building, but efficiency-wise, we can live with it. That means we can start now planting trees in this area, which should hopefully take care of our wood problems for the foreseeable futures. Exit. Now we can plant some pine trees and start making some serious wood. Oh, and you want to switch to logs as well. I've decided that these log storages are pretty cheap, like 6 logs. So I want to position them closer to our logging sections so that, well, we don't have them, say, grabbing logs from over here and trying to store them over that section. It's just a waste of transport time. Before the water runs out, we're going to do a quick bump up in storage. We're going to need a few extra tanks to make sure we can survive this. And then, some more wood. And I'm thinking, next up we dam down here. If we can dam down here, we have a much larger pool of water to draw from. I think I like that idea. We'll have to double levy it, but I think it is very doable. The thing is, can we build from the high ground? You know what? Let's test that. Give me a levy and put it... Oof. Oh, no. How are you going to get down there? Actually, put one there. It says it's too far from the area, but we can put a path across that far. The more paths you build, it seems, the further you can reach with your district. And I think there goes our water. Okay, but the farms are still up. This area over here is still fertile. And we can plant a bunch more trees on this top layer here, which I'm liking the idea of. Alright, this is actually working. We're building a dam across here, which... yeah, awesome. The fact that that's actually possible is kind of madness. Okay, but at the same time, yeah, trees are going in up here. We still need to finish this off. Once we finish this off, what I want to do is get into more water storage, which is a medium tank. 300 capacity. That seems like a much better deal than the current ones, which take 15 logs and only have 30 capacity. This is 10 times the capacity, and it only takes like 50 logs. Well, all the logs are processed, though. That's sort of where the catch comes in. So we can definitely make things cheaper in terms of water storage, assuming we knock out the necessary tech. That will require us to do 2 things. One, we will have to unlock Gear Workshop, which is 100 research. Easy peasy. And then we just have to unlock Medium Tank, which is 120. So 220 research. So we've already got that. In fact, how are we looking on structures? We might get wooden stairs first. That is actually very useful for a bunch of things. No, actually, we'll hold that for just a little bit longer on that. Oh, drought ended, cycle 3 begins. Now, we need to get this finished before this drought, well, before the next drought kicks in. We want to make sure we have a nice big water tank to make sure. Otherwise, I'm not going to build enough. I'm not going to have enough wood to build the small tanks necessary to store enough water to keep all the beavers hydrated through the next drought, because the next drought's going to be even longer. So I would have to spend a whole bunch of wood increasing our water storage, which would cost us 15 logs per, where it's just... I think it's just better if we build this, and then we can use this as water storage and keep the tanks topped up. Now, we might drain all this water, or we might lose a bunch of it to evaporation before the drought ends, but it should keep us stocked up enough that even if you have to just get through the last few days on water tanks, we should be fine. In theory. Though we're still waiting on what's called the bad tide. I've been warned the bad tide is going to throw a spanner in all my works. Once the bad tide happens, we then know what's the problem, and then we can fix it. All right, perfect. Water floods down. There might be a little bit of a surge. Oop. Yeah. Floods a little bit when it surges, but that should calm down. Yeah, perfect. Now, I have left people using that. I'm an idiot. I'd forgotten that building was there. All right. No, not going to worry. For now, I think we're doing good. We just got to build this last chunk up. We've got 72 logs in storage, which means this is very finishable. And once this is finished, I think we'll be reasonably stable. Ooh, just got to finish off that last piece. All right, once that's done, we've actually got a nice 2-layer deep pool here. We've got all the rest of it up and running. I think we're nice. I see this over here, that one spinning. If only one of these is spinning, I know I have one spare person, because all of these are set to the lowest priority. And if 2 of them are spinning, I'm like, I've got 2 extra people, I should probably assign them out. That just means no one's ever not doing nothing. If I see all 3 of those are spinning, I know I've got way too many people free. Okay, and I think once this is completed, or the construction of this is done, there we go. It's time to start working on a giant water tank. Gear Workshop. Yes, we shall unlock you. And we'll place you there. Then we'll unpause both of these buildings. We need them both operational. I've only left 2 farmers running because... well, it seems to be able to keep up with what's going on. You guys... has this guy planted everything? He has. Okay, I think we'll just... I kind of want to leave one person planting and one person harvesting in this area, and if we do it right, they should be all both constantly busy. Oh, oh, I think I made a mistake. Yep. I need to put in more of the dams. We can deconstruct. If you hold down shift, boom, problem solved. Okay, give us another levee. Wait, no, dam. Dams are the ones that allow a little bit of extra water through. So I think a dam is more in order there. Oopsie. It's fine. Actually, it's not fine, is it not? It's still not going down. Okay, then we shall destroy you as well. Much better. And put in another one. The water flow on this must be pretty intense. Huh. Are you... For a second there, I thought it was filling the farms. Nope, nope, we're good. We're good. Okay, okay. I think we're doing fine. Just so long as we get up this last one, I think we'll make it through the next drought with enough water. I think I'm going to want to lock the medium tank now. This is, I think, the big thing we need to get. You can go... Ugh. I really don't want to cover farmland, but it seems convenient to place it right here. Yeah. Now, we just need 20 gears and 30 planks. All very doable. I think we'll start with the planks first, which means we're going to close that guy down so this guy gets maximum power and can run the fastest. Oh, yeah, I never pointed out. This thing only generates, I think it's 50 horsepower or beaver power, whatever you want to call it. And then it's hooked up to this, which can run at full speed on that. This one over here, less so. The gear district requires, I want to say 150 or something like that. So this is going to work at decreased capacity. But we're okay with that. So long as it gets done in a not horrifically long time scale, we should be fine. All right, here it comes. Okay, what's this? 7 days? Yes, 7 days is grand. Oh, and the trees are starting to come online. In that case, we need a forester again. How are we looking? We have one vacancy. All right, that means we have 2 people who are just doing science, and the rest should be taking care of all the... I almost feel like we should get up a second lumber mill. How's that doing? You have 21 of 30 logs. Once we get the logs or the planks done, we then need to do the gears, which takes... And the gears are made from planks, so we have to grind out 20 planks, then we have to turn those planks into gears. It might take a while. No, the only reason I'm not hooking this up to the waterway here is we just don't have the lumber. You'll notice our logs now are starting to go up. That's only because this is starting to come online finally. And the drought is here. I know you'd be forgiven for thinking, wait, what drought? But yep, we've got so much water. Ah, damn it. This place is not getting enough water. Nope, not going to care. Those oaks over there will eventually die once we get a drought long enough. But that was kind of to be anticipated. I think I maybe have panicked a little bit about getting in this water tank. Reason being is we've only got 1.8 days left in this drought, and we still got plenty of water in here. You can see that we've got loads, so not like we were going to run out. All of our water tanks are still full. I mean, it's good to do it, but I don't think it was absolutely 100% necessary. We have 5 vacancies. 1 second. You're done. You're active. I need to figure out where I'm spending too many people. Oh, yeah, I kind of cranked up the builders for a while. There we go. So, that actually gives us a little bit more horsepower, and lets us, well, horse through those planks and turn them into gears a lot faster. What are you up to? We got 7 of 20. Okay, well, might take a little bit longer. Alright, so far so good. I think we're actually doing pretty decent. I'm still waiting for this bad tide, though. The fact that hasn't hit yet makes me mildly concerned. I feel like we're going to lose a lot of progress when that happens. Ah, that was a lovely flood period, which lasted bugger all time before we're going straight back into a drought. Yep, that sounds about right. Alright, how are we looking on this water tank? We are missing 1 gear. Once that last gear goes in, you are immediately set to water. And we need to set you to pump as well. We want to try and fill as much of this as possible before the lack of water gets to here. Right. So I think we've got water sorted, at least for a while. Time to increase food storage. And what I can see here, we've got 200 of each, so we actually just need more places to store food, and probably a little bit to expand our population. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick in a stairs in here. 1 second. Put in a path for it. And then we're going to start, well, double layering all this stuff. That, unfortunately, will also require other stuff from here, namely this platform. A raised platform which can act as a bridge or foundation for other buildings. Take 6 planks. Oh, this one takes 8. Double platform. Okay, that goes up 2 layers, I take it. Yeah, okay. We want the layer 1. Oof. I'm just thinking about the amount of planks this is going to cost. We're going to have to leave these running like all the time just to make this work. Now that we've got this second layer started, we can start putting in some extra houses on top of here. I think that takes us up to 6. Yeah, 6, which is what the tutorial recommends you have at some point. Building isn't connected to any district center by paths. Ah, my bad. I forgot that these top layers are actually just foundations, and you have to actually build a path on top of them to let the game know that you should use it. Alright, I think we're actually stable. We can keep enough water to survive between the medium-sized droughts we're getting. This is a 7-day drought, so I think we're good for a while, but I think what we need to get our hands on is explosives. So, this here is dynamite. Explosion depth 1. Now, I know, I've seen this game when it came out, and you could use dynamite to blow up the ground and go down. So I figure we blow holes here, and we make this, like, another tile deep. That gives us, well, more water. And then we go down a third tile, just to make sure we have plenty and plenty of water. And as long as we get this down, say, 4 or 5 tiles, we should be able to make sure that we never have to worry about water running out, and then we can concentrate on some long-term goals. I think this requires this stuff over here, the bad water to make the dynamite. Dynamite requires, here we go, explosives factory. It takes 5 bad water, 3 hours to make 1 explosives. Also takes metal blocks. Now, metal blocks are going to be a problem because I'm pretty sure they come from ruins. Now, where are the ruins? Ah, there they are. Miles and miles above us over here. Well then, we're going to need to make a whole bunch of complicated stairs up there somehow. Give me a minute. First, I want to make sure we've got some extra storage for food and things, just in case things go horribly wrong. Okay, minor problem. This guy's got broken teeth. Cutting chance minus 75%. Oh yeah, that means it's going to take him forever to chop down. There is tech. Teeth grindstone. Used to sharpen broken teeth. Basic needs, broken teeth, requires 5 logs. Okay, let's put that back here. Done. And that should allow beavers to sharpen up their teeth if they break them again. I just assumed they'd die and we'd replace them with ones without broken teeth. Okay, so the moment this is finished, guy comes over to sharpen it. What the hell? Let's slow this down a bit and see what he's doing. Oh! I'm just trying to imagine dragging your teeth over a grindstone. Oh. Ooh. No. That's like the worst dentistry I've ever seen. Okay, I've got a mid-tier sort of plan. Midterm plan, let's call it that. I was thinking what we could do is make it a second water containment area. Right now, we've got enough water to last us, but you can see that the water is slowly decreasing. It's going down here because of the sun. There's an evaporation mechanic, so once these droughts get long enough, this water pool will evaporate, and when that evaporates, we're going to run into problems. We'll probably still survive the first time it happens, but we're going to want to prep for when that becomes a problem. So I figure we build a second dam over here. We'll probably have to seal off this area, seal off across here. This actually has a nice height to it, so we'll probably feed into this and feed across. Then we'll be able to keep about a 3-tile high storage area. 1, 2, 3 tiles? Yeah. So we can keep 3 tiles of water. In fact, we could probably then go up to 4 here. And then make a 4-tile high storage tank that stores an awful lot of water. Then, since it's 4 tiles deep, it can hold a lot more water than, say, this area over here. And when this area starts to dry out, we can release some of the water out of this tank to top up this one. That way we can survive even the longest droughts, in theory. Now, question is, where exactly do we put everything? Like, we want to seal it off across here, I think, and seal it off across there. Let me get a little bit of planning on. So, I think something along those lines. We'll dam off across here, and then we'll dam through here, we'll double layer this, and then we'll do something similar to the other side. But for now, we're just going to start on our side. Okay, hold on. Hold down Shift, delete. There we go, much faster. Now it's going to figure out how to multi-select them. But that should at least get us started. We're probably going to make that even taller as well, and I would like to be able to get on top of it. We're probably going to use this to start getting on top of this section up here as well. Okay, drought's over. I'm going to try planting some chestnut trees. We want to use chestnuts as a secondary food source. Turns out berries, they don't like them. Doesn't actually improve happiness. Carrots improve happiness, chestnuts improve happiness, and chestnuts are pretty easy to make, so why not chuck those in? Also, they're not harvesting the berries because since no one's eating them, they're not actually grabbing any. I think we can, yeah, that's been paused for ages. So I think we also need to plant more trees as well. I'm thinking about putting in a second tree planted area over here just to have... Oh, actually... We should just activate this. We got a whole bunch of oak over here that'll tide us through a little bit. To help with our slow wood production, we're going to turn this entire area into pine. Just a massive pine forest right there. Should help sort out our wood issues for at least a while. Now, we have turned off plank production. We don't need it just yet. And we need to get started on this section over here. We have 72 logs. Okay, so the oak started to come in. Excellent. Now, across here, I'm thinking we're going to use something special, like floodgates. Floodgates seem like a good idea. Blocks water up to an adjustable height. Seems like a plan. Yeah, we'll take the basic ones. Why not? Oh. You can't build on top of these, can you? That could be a problem. So, if you place these down, that has to be the top of the dam, which is why there's double and triple floodgates. Okay, that makes more sense. I need to probably then invest in double floodgates, maybe. No, it doesn't make a difference. We can start at least on the ground floor. There? Yeah, perfect. And that means the water will all go through this side, but that's fine. And then we're going to need to actually probably double layer that, aren't we? Actually, I'm overthinking this. Down, say, here, we have 4 openings. So if we install, say, 4 floodgates here, then we can just rip them out when we want to go up a level. We're going to want to go up a level already. But yeah, we want to go up to at least 2 layers here. And that will at least get us started. Then we can do some modification later. So 4 floodgates on one side should be more than enough. Well, here comes the next drought. Good times are a-coming. That's actually looking pretty sweet. I mean, okay, it's a small start, but we've actually blocked off that chunk. Now we just have to do something similar on the other side. And we don't even need to put in any kind of sluice control or anything. It'll just flow over the top and keep going as normal. We'll just have stockpiled a bit more water for later, one way or the other. Now, where are we going to put in the section this side? I think that can work. It's a very long trek. Everyone's going to be carrying a lot of wood very long distances. But slowly but surely they can build that across. And the drought's begun. This one's only 8 days? Okay, I was expecting this to keep multiplying rather rapidly. I've done something wrong with the difficulty. Ah, excellent. This does work. I was kind of worried they wouldn't be able to build down 2 layers, but they definitely can. Build down 2 layers there, then we should start putting in... No. We'll wait until this is finished first. I was wondering why they wouldn't demolish... I'm trying to demolish these plants. I don't want them anymore. But the pawns would come over and take care of the beavers. So then it turns out they actually tell you it's too far from the district. So if you click on the district, you'll see this is not in range. And I'm not putting a path through there, so I think the simplest thing is actually make a path down here. And what we can do is run a... Oop, can we make a path underwater? Yes, we can. Yeah, we can do that. Let's see if that helps. I mean, we'll have to wait until the bridge is built, but once that is down, it should hopefully work. Oh, wait, no. They'll finish this first. What we can do, if we want this done first, they do everything in the order you queue it up, so we can make this a higher priority, and with a higher priority, this one should get the beavers coming along sooner rather than later. Turns out we also had to put in stairs as well, and I have been reliably informed that beavers don't mind being in water. In fact, they can stay in water all the time. They're quite happy with it. You're thirsty? Seriously? You know you're just swimming in... Muppets. That was a very uneventful drought, but if we check here, you can see the water is much lower this time around. I'm glad we've got this next water tank coming online. Probably... hopefully we can get this done before the end of this flood season. And can store ourselves some extra water to top this up as the next drought goes on. So, this is going to be a little bit of a splash, but it should flow over... Oh, it's going around the side here, but it should also flow over the top of this. And once we get this finished, it should just flow over here consistently. No flooding. No, all good. All good. There'll be a little bit of edge flooding around here once it hits this point. This point always causes a little bit of backflow. But yeah, I think we're good. Right now, I want to stick down these 4 floodgates. They require some planks, so I'd like to at least start getting them queued up. At the same time, we're going to want some levees there and there. And when we're finished, 2 tiles high of water that we can use to flood this section down here. Or, well, keep it moisturized during the dry season. Okay, bad tide. Bad tide is bad. We don't want bad tide. Okay, so bad tide means bad stuff will come out of there and then come down here, probably? So we need to stop it somehow? The thing is, I'm not sure exactly what the bad tide is, so let's just save it and see if we can do something to stop it when it hits. By reloading earlier. Okay, before the bad tide arrives, at least we've got this done. This is now set to 85% high. So we can see that there's water all chucked back through here, meaning we got about 2 tiles of water all the way back to this section, meaning we've definitely got excess water that we can pump in here. I have a strange feeling it's all about to get poisoned with this type of junk. And that's going to mess up everything and kill a whole bunch of our crops and probably end the colony. But I suppose we'll find out in half a day. Okay, here it comes. Or does it? Maybe it comes from the other one? Okay, I'm confused. 8.8 days of bad tide? Okay, that does look like... Oh. So for the next 8.8 days, we're just going to get nothing but toxic water? Well, that's a problem. That kills everything it touches. So you'll be dead in 8.2 days, which, so yeah, all of you will be wiped out. Which means when this gets down here, all of this will be... Oh my... Huh. So what we should have done is, say, walled in over here. We would need, say, a 3-tile high dam. So 1, 2, yeah, 3-tile high dam. Let the water flow through when it's clean, and then when it's bad tide, we then seal it all the way up to the top, and the water would flow down this side and bugger off. So this giant contraption here was an idea that kept us safe. Well, not safe. Was going to stockpile us a bunch of water, but what we really need to do is prevent the bad tide. There's also this over here, this blockage, which I mean we could demolish this and we could use that as an outlet, but I think it's safer, or would have been better if we had went up this way. Probably would have had to go into the water. That's slower. But yeah, I'm thinking here is the perfect place. Well, you know what? Let's just see what it does to us. I doubt we can survive this, though. If it kills off all our crops and everything else, we do have a decent stockpile of food, but it will literally kill all the plants and all the trees we're growing. We'd have to have... Yeah, we need some way to divert it away from us so it wouldn't go past our crops. Oh, yeah, that is super duper bad. Super duper bad. Oh, God. Yep. Prepped for a reload. Oh, here she comes. Look out, boy, she's a man-eater. Dear God, or a beaver-eater at this point. That's basically just going to kill everyone, right? And look at all those happy little beavers going about their day, not realizing things are about to get incredibly toxic. Yeah, I don't really see any way we can mitigate this with our current infrastructure. You'd need to have foreknowledge of this, or you're just straight up dead. And then you'd have to... Oh, yeah, no, you definitely need to find some way of pushing this out. Oak trees gone. Yeah, more oak trees. Yeah, gone. Yeah, can I switch that over a bit? No. Okay, then. I think it's time we go back to a previous load and then somehow get out here and find a method of diverting all the water out. All the bad water should never be allowed in here again. And, oh, there goes all the crops. There goes all the trees. There goes secondary trees. And we have to last for 6.9 days. I think we have enough water to last that. Actually, chestnut tree dies in 0.2 days. Oh, wow. Oh, contaminated. So anything close to these red lines gets contaminated and dies. Like, pretty much instantly. That is doubly horrifying. Okay, then. So, a little bit of time rewind. We are back to the plan. I made a save at the plan where we were going to come across here to build this dam. That was going to be the start of our large infrastructure project. Now I'm thinking... Yeah, our plan is to go over here and immediately set ourselves up for the next bad water slosh through. However, I am going to want 3 extra houses. We're going to need more personnel to make sure this is done in a timely fashion. Over here, we're going to start harvesting oak. Yeah, you guys are all good over there. And we're going to put down a tree planting section over here. We need a forester to fill this entire area up. At the same time, we're going to put a stairs right here. This logging thing can only get up as far as that section. If we put in a stairs here, I did this, well, after the plan was initiated last time, we can pop up here to this section, and we can gain access to those trees. It doesn't show us until those are in place. Okay, then we also need to... Oh, go underwater here and make sure that we can dismantle a whole bunch of the junk through here. Right. We've got this started to be planted. Oh, drought ends. Yeah, cool. We've got this started to be planted. And that means we're going to have a bunch of pine coming in, hopefully in time. This area here, the oaks are starting to come online, which is going to give us a bunch of logs to work with. We've got the extra accommodation installed. It'll take a while for them to expand out. And I'm thinking we just follow the riverbed to get up there. I think it's probably our best bet of doing it in a reasonable time frame. Give me a stairs. Yeah, something like that. Then what we do is we can have everyone follow the riverbed. Otherwise it gets really awkward. Somewhere about here, like what we do with this section, we could build... You know what? It's just easier to use, go through the water. Perfect. Will that actually work, though? I mean, it seems to. It's extending the range here. So we should be able to get up to that section to build it. At which point we can just... scoot along here. Yeah, that seems about right. Put in a couple more stairs. Done. Easy peasy, right? Where's that scrap building? Or oh yeah, no, the old human settlements. We'll come around to those later. But I think this should allow us to get. Oh, actually, that can get us up there, and then we can build across here. Plan is this: we are going to have. Oh, see, we're going to stick some water controls here so that we can allow water through this section if we want. Then on this side, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we should be able to stop the water here if we want and divert it through this gate. If we want. In theory. Preferably. But we'll find out when the time comes. Oh, is there any other options? No, not really. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you doing? Yeah, this is going to be a long journey for a lot of our workers. And, oh. Yep, they've already drained most of the logs. In that case, I want some hauling posts. Yeah, give me a hauling post right about there. The hauling post allows us to assign beavers to hauling, and those beavers can lug twice as much. So basically 2 logs at a time. And then we shall make this the preferred log storage. This large pile over here has plenty. This one has very few, and this is closest to the building, so let's move it all. We could make a storage closer to here, actually. Nope. Nope. Just giving ourselves extra steps. Ugh. Might be worthwhile, actually, considering the distances involved. Huh. Actually. Could we put a... Yes, we can. Perfect. Give me a road. And done. In fact, we shall make you a higher priority. Then what we'll do is we'll set that to... Oh, obtain. And higher priority. Done. That should... See, wait, you can go down to normal state. Once that one comes online, we'll have all the haulers, which are going to be constructed here, drop off all their logs at this section, which should speed up the construction of the dam. Well, that didn't work. This building isn't connected to any district center by paths. It is totally connected to a district center by paths. Oh, wait. Never mind. That's not built yet. Okay, we'll build that first. Then it will definitely be connected. Well, now we have flooded it. Well, yeah, probably should have expected that. Sloppy on my part. I don't think there's any help for this thing. We'll just leave it where it is for now. We'll finish building this across. Hopefully, we can get this done in time before the Darktide comes, or high tide, or whatever. Bad tide. Bad tide, that's the one. Well, it's just a drought starting, which is fine. That gives us 14 days? Oh, it must be randomized. Because I'm pretty sure the last time we went through Cycle 5 drought, it was only like 9 days or something. Alright, All right, that's fine. That gives us plenty of time to hopefully prepare for the Darktide. And we'll see if drought kind of hurts us an awful lot here. So our haulers are doing a good job. They're taking the logs over, and that just makes it an awful lot faster for our builders. It's not perfect. The builders have to come over, grab some logs, bring it up to this. If the logs run out there, they go all the way back to this section to grab them and then run all the way back. Kind of time wasteful. How are we looking on hirings? Currently we have 2 vacancies, which would probably be, the 2 science. So we can put a third one in here. That'll stop the science, but... Excellent. You can be paused. In fact, both of you can be paused. And we'll crank up to get 2 more haulers. That means they are really going to start chucking wood into this. And once this has got enough logs in it, it should be sorted. Oh. Got to put this one on. I'm going to make you a higher priority, just so you get done quicker. And I'm also going to make, you a high priority. We want to get up there so that we can get access to this section. Okay, I think I'm going to do something stupid. I think I'm going to build a triple floodgate. The thing is, we can put a triple floodgate here. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, right here. And it'll allow us to control the flow of water to here. To actually store up some more water for later as well. In fact, we could make it a little bit higher. Yeah, I think a triple floodgate is in order. How much does it cost? Triple floodgate is 500 research. We can't afford it. It's incredibly expensive, but I'm still going to do it because I'm an idiot. But, yeah, let's go. Okay, so a triple floodgate is that tall. So if we put it there, let's get rid of these. Oh, we still need a single floodgate as well. Someone want to get into the science? Yep, actually, excellent. That was kind of sloppy. You, research. Yes, perfect. Then what we want to do here is this. We want to get these floodgates. Yep, we want to put them there. 4 floodgates. When there's good water coming down, we close those, force the water this direction. When there's bad water coming down, we close these, open those ones. In theory. So, anyway, do you know when you start something you think, wait a minute, maybe I can improve upon this? I was thinking, what if we make this an even taller... if we make it 1 tile taller, we can store a whole bunch more water in here. Just when it's, like, not a bad tide, we could store up a whole bunch for later. Why not? Let's just do it that way. I think 4 of these might be overkill, but I'm not going to risk it. Might as well overkill than underkill. 1 drought later, and we almost have this done. Yeah. I would like to maybe modify this later to go up even higher. But right now, we don't really have the capacity. I mean, if we go up 1 more layer, what are we losing out on? The thing is, we wouldn't be able to take out the bottom. You know what? No, it's fine. 3 layers of water is more than sufficient. I need to stop getting greedy. All right, perfect, perfect. So, if we can get a flood now, we can store up a whole bunch of water. And I think a few levees along here would help out. Let's see, actually. Yeah, we want to prevent anything else getting over, so like that. Like that. Like that. All along there, and we still have to... Wait, nope. Give me the path, give me the path. Yep, you gotta delete the path. Done. Then we just put in 1 last one there. And we have a very nice little setup. These are all synchronized together. You just take this box and they're all synchronized together. And then what we do is we drop that down, so it's 3 tiles high. We go 2... Give us 1. 1 tile high should be plenty. And at 1 tile high, make this 0. All the bad water would go... Actually, that's actually complete even on both sides. That's stupid. This means all the bad water would go to the right, and we would be fine. If we do it the other way, then this means all the water would go this direction towards our base. So we just have to schedule it that whenever bad water comes, we close off 1 and open the other. Done. The drought has ended. And we now get to test this little sucker out. Now, we're going to put you down a bit. There should be sufficient. And once we've sealed this off, we should be golden. We can actually raise this up another tile once this area here is sealed off. Okay, minor problem. Minor problem. We can't build these sections. Namely, they're too far from the district and cannot be reached. As in, they're Can't build higher than 3 tiles, it appears. Oop, here comes the water. Now, we have lowered it down to this section. This should keep rising and then stop at this level. On. Oh, does it have to backfill? Or are we losing water somewhere? No, it's working. Where's the water going? Oh, here comes the next layer. Nice. Oh, we dried out. Literally during that drought, there was not enough water to keep us going for the full drought. Wasn't long enough to kill anything, though. Good. That's plan. Fine. Now, we're just going to build this weird stairs contraption so that we can get up there. There's probably easier ways to build ways up to something. But you know what? This is all I've got at the moment, so we're going to use that. And we should be able to store enough water back here. Oh, yeah, we should be able to store a whole bunch of water back here to help flood our base if it ever... Or reflood this when the time comes. Oh, oops. Right. May have went a little bit higher than expected. I mean, the water's flowing. It's probably reduced the power level if we were trying to hook up power to this, but that's not an issue for now. What's up with you? Building needs power. Yep, okay, yep. Fine. Okay, so... that does kind of work. We will have to get over there at some point and plug that gap, just to make sure we're getting the maximum water. But once that's finished, I think we're golden. Oh, bad tide approaching. 3 days. Plenty of time. We're going to be ready for you, bad tide. One thing I want to get our hands on is another builder's hut. Costs 100 in science, but we have 3 beavers who are doing nothing right now. And we want to get those beavers working. So, I think we need 2 loggers over here. We're not actually able to log this place fast enough. There's this demolition tool that you can use, so you can demolish stuff like, say, that tree. That means you can easily and quickly put down a lumberjack flag. Well, assuming someone gets around to demolishing in a reasonable time frame. I think we're prepared. I think we're ready for this bad tide. It depends how long it lasts, of course. If it lasted 100 days, we're probably still dead. But, assuming this lasts 10, 15 days, we should be able to divert the water over here. We should have enough water to keep us going mostly through the drought. Oh, I've probably hired too many beavers. I kind of increased our population a bit to get the population. Yep, there it goes. And we need to stop that bad tide before it gets down here. So we'll have to keep an eyeball on this, see what it's killing, and then close the doors when the time comes. Also, we have built across here, and we're going to try and seal in that section. 100% necessary, but we're going to do it anyway. Like, I'm trying to eyeball it here, and that seems like it's red. So we want to stay just ahead of it and stop it when the time comes. Yeah, you can see it killing off the grass. What happens if we turn off? No. It's getting closer. You guys almost finished that? It's not essential, but it would be nice. And for now, let's actually lower you guys. You're now the same height as these. Yeah, I think that's close enough. You guys need to close up. And you guys need to go all the way down. Done. Okay, we're diverting that water, which is fine. And I think... oh, I don't think beavers like going into bad tides. We might want to keep them out of that water. How bad could it be? We'll let them have a little dip. Yep, that's definitely bad tide. Doesn't seem to be negatively affecting them. I think we're good. We actually saved ourselves from the worst of it. The bad tide up here is definitely killing everything, but I don't think it's seeping through the mountain. So you're gone. Excellent. Why hasn't it killed this grass, I wonder? You know what? Doesn't make a difference. We seem to be safe from the bad tide. We just have to hold out for 5 days. That doesn't appear to be going anywhere. And since we can now rotate in and out, that means we just need to, well, save ourselves more water. So, second giant dam? Nope. Episode's already gone too long. Hey, red tide. I think we got it. Unless something weird happens, it's basically like a drought, but instead of a drought, it pumps toxic water down. So we just have to make sure to flush it out of the system. And then I figure we put in a second dam right here, which you can do a lot faster. We've got a much larger workforce. Our tree chopping is now up to speed. And now that we know we should put in a large lumber pile first, all we'll do is put a large lumber pile on this place here, and then use that to build out this section. We should be able to dam across here, get ourselves 3 tiles deep of water, and then use that 3 tiles deep as a reserve water supply on top of this reserve water supply, so that if there's a bad tide that's really long, like say 20 days or something, we can keep 3 tiles high of water here and use that to reflood this area. And that should get us to the late game. At that point, we can just start blasting holes in the ground to make deeper storage. And once we have enough water storage that we can last for the longest droughts possible, which I have been informed are 30 days, but I'm not sure. At that point, we can then start building a megatropolis of beavers. I'm thinking Hive World style. Well, we'll have to see, though. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.